Welcome to Mic Check Waifu Waifu.
Mic check, waifu, Montel. Is that you?
We're here with the fall part 2.
This is episode 320 of Mic Check, Waifu. As always, is brought to you by Patreon. Patreon.com/Mic Check, Waifu is where you can get early access to the video version of this podcast. This is where you can get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, the after stories, where you can get access to the pre-show. Goes live 2 days before this episode goes live. For everyone, you can get to see how the show was made and cooked up. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate those that do. And welcome to the anime podcast that brings you seasonal anime discussion. Shout out to the Patreon producers. Explicitly, Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast. Fear, Semi Sensei, Frozen, Dad Needs to Talk from Dad Needs to Talk Podcast. Christian the Archivist, aka Death Scythe. All for one Matt, Rob Stone. And last but certainly not least, our guy, Matthew H. Thank you so much for producing this and many other episodes of the podcast. We truly couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/Mic Check Waifu to get all those benefits. Also, join the Discord, discord.Mic-Check Waifu. There's quite a few great conversations over there that I think you guys should listen to, not listen to, read. Because a lot of the conversations that we have over there, we can't really bring to the podcast because there are a lot. But yeah, make sure you check that out. And also check out, if you're into video games, Respect Gaming, our podcast, our gaming podcast channel, youtube.com/@RespectGames. Dell just did the first episode of Respect the Game, the interview series we do with our video game friends. So make sure you check out that first episode featuring Gov Pancakes, a Patreon supporter of ours over here on Mic Check Waifu. So he's been a friend of ours for a very long time. So make sure you check out that episode of Respect the Game featuring Gov Pancakes and Tell. All right. Now let's talk anime, Tell.
Let's talk anime.
What was your episode of the week this week? I think I already know, but
there's so much to pick. Mm-hmm. And to sift through.
Indeed.
You said you think you already know?
I think I already know.
That's wild. It was With You in the Rain.
Okay.
A phenomenal
going there.
A phenomenal finale. It was very. When I said before, when I started this anime, I said it's lo-fi the anime. Mm-hmm. The finale and wrap up of this season or that episode and everything like that. I can't tell you what it's about. You just gotta watch it.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
It was perfection, bro.
I'm 2 episodes behind, so we'll be there. Then we can talk about it in 2 weeks, like we will be doing for Lord of Mysteries for our review.
Yes.
My episode of the week this week is the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. That is the Netflix one that came out super late. It was going to be my sleeper for the summer season, but I couldn't pick it, unfortunately, because it just was coming out way too late. It literally came out 5 weeks ago. Or no, right. 4 weeks ago, because it was 2 episodes to start, but I digress. Yeah, this episode, it wasn't much to it, right? It was the, I guess you can call it, self-realization phase in this particular series. But what I like about the self-realization phase is that it's bringing character archetypes in that I love seeing growth from, and it's endearing and it's fun. Not really fun, but it's endearing and it's heartwarming. Honestly, it is heartwarming. Like when you're watching it, you can literally feel your heart grow in size because it's just that endearing, and I appreciate that. So episode 5 of the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, I really enjoyed.
So you go from the Grinch to a human being.
Yeah, straight up. But it's a really good way of doing the way they do it. The mother is my favorite character in the show. And if you're watching it, y'all know who I'm talking about. But she's incredible. It's just a great series. I love great parenting in anime because it's rare.
Yeah,
it's rare that we actually get that. So, definitely that one is my episode of the week this week.
And hear me out. I have to apologize again. I forgot to watch this one.
I know it's tough because it's a Netflix joint. So.
It's not. That's not what makes it tough, bro. I legitimately just forgot. I can't lie to you. Because I finished up like the summer Hikaru died, and that's on Netflix. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? Okay, so you already navigate to Netflix.
Yeah, I already go to Netflix anyway. So I do feel like, dang, I should not have forgotten this, and I keep forgetting to turn this one on.
Do you have it in your watching?
I'm about to do it right now.
Okay, set it in your watching so then you can see it pop up in your anime in progress list at least. Because even though it's completed, it'll be at the bottom there and it'll kind of make you want to watch it. And we're talking about AniList, by the way. AniList is what we use to keep track of our anime, which I need to record that updated video. I keep forgetting to do that. But anyway, on to the seasonal conversation. Actually, let's go to Discord, Tel. Our Discord community brought us, more of our Discord community brought us some of their closing thoughts on the summer season. I will say this. I am not going to bring this into the episode, but I had a fantastic conversation with TCB about Takopi wrap up. And it was good because we both kind of fell on first off, I love having a conversation with TCB because he gives great conversation. But we both kind of fell in the same spectrum when it comes to this show. He likes it for the reasons I don't, but we both hate a particular part. Not hate. We both don't like a particular part of this particular show that is kind of like, if it wasn't there, it'd be a better show. We both agree on that part of it, but we disagree on the show being good because I don't think it's very good. And he obviously does, and he gives very valid reason on why he does. But I still don't find him to be enough. But it's a great conversation.
Think that part that you didn't like was intentional or unintentional?
The part I didn't.
Do you think the writers intentionally made it that way?
No. No, what they made it was to be.
Because I think I know what part you're talking about. It's like episode.
It's all of it.
3.
Honestly,
all of it.
It's just all of it because there's there's pieces of it where it's like it's kind of like for the sake of. And I always talk about for the sake ofs. They don't feel good, and then you got this whole sci-fi piece to it that just completely derails it all for me, and I don't find that to be great writing. I just think when you try too hard for a message, sometimes it kind of just you lose that message and it just becomes gross.
Yeah. And
what I mean by that is all the characters are just gross. They're just all terrible characters, and it's not. Nobody likes to. Who wants to watch that? I don't. It's just not fun. But however, if they will remove one piece of this and just have it focused on a different piece, then it will be a better show. And that's
fair.
Objective, subjectively, all of that. If they just got rid of that one piece of it, it'd be way better. But go to Discord, discord.miccheckwaifu.com and read that conversation. Tell me what y'all think, because maybe y'all fall on a different spectrum. And it's about Takopi, the 6-episode series that came out this summer. And it was it wasn't, to me, it wasn't good, but I digress.
I think we might just fall on a different spectrum, people, because I was looking at the rating. I'm like, that rating is extremely high.
I know. And I know why. It's because it's the wow value. And what TCB said is unique, right? You don't really get stories like this, often in anime, which I do respect. I do respect the fact that they brought it. I just don't think they brought it well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about what Kilo has to say. He brought his grades a little bit, slightly after we did last week's episodes, but before the season finale of Kaiju No.8. So I want to make sure I get that preferenced in here before we continue. So let me start by saying, he says, I'll keep it short and sweet. So my sleeper, Night of the Living Cats, D. It got corny very quick. He said his most anticipated was Gacha Yakuta. C, it's aight. I like the action and art style more than the story. Yeah, most people do. Don, C. Doesn't elaborate. The stunned princess and the assassin hero, the stunned hero and the assassin princesses. I don't know why I got dyslexic right there, but he gave that a D. New panty and stocking, C. Toganaki, a D. Levitas, A++. The summer Hikaru died, C. But he put in parentheses he was still watching. Kaiju number 8. At the time, Kaiju wasn't done yet, but he gave it a B. Takopi, the original sin, C. I think he feels the same way I do about that one. Call It a Night, season 2, a D. He definitely feels the exact same way I do on that one. Because he mentioned that in that particular. Did you finish that one? Call It a Night?
Oh, nah, bro.
Okay. Okay.
I'll probably go back and binge it. I didn't even
think about it.
I think I got to like episode 6 and I stopped.
Okay. And he says he's catching up on My Dress Up Darling, Hotel Inhuman, and Ruri Rock. Yeah, so the most interesting grade to me is the Kaiju number 8, season 2 being a B. This season's been absolutely terrible. And then Dandadan being a C. I thought Dandadan would be higher than a B from him. Because if I remember correctly, he's more of the upbeat person about Kaiju Dandadan.
Yeah, and I also looked at his Gachi Akuda rating being a C. I'll say this. For most anticipated and it landing at C, I know that has to feel it almost probably has to feel a little underwhelming, which I've had quite a few of those. Yeah. Where the sleeper I've chosen or the one I was most anticipating just didn't land the way I wanted it to. Yeah. And I think that, like I said, there's a large set of the community who absolutely loves Gachi Akuda, but I feel like a C is a very fair rating for it. Yeah. And my most anticipated was Kaiju number 8. We'll get to that a little bit later. Death Sight just says, I told myself I wasn't going to give a rating until I watched the end of all of them, and I'm still behind. Just know everything would get a rating eventually. Appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for letting us know. I actually laughed when I read that. I'm like, this. He's funny. He will eventually. It's just gonna take him some time.
TK, our guy TK does nothing. He says most surprised. Ruri rocks. He gave the a 9 or A minus. He says his sleeper was the water magician. 7.5 or C plus. He said the story was off to a solid start. I hope it gets more seasons. Biggest disappointment, new saga. Interesting. Season score, he gave it a C. And then he raised it off his next grade. Kaiju number 8, season 2, a D, appropriate. Shield Hero season 4, a D minus, appropriate. Dandadan season 2, 85, which is a B, okay. Reincarnated as the Seventh Prince season 2, 9.5 A, yeah, I agree with that. With You in the Rain, A minus. Apocalypse Bringer, Mandagoria, I don't know how to say that. A D, interesting. Busa Gotcha Fighter. Ugly Fighter. F. Ugly Epic Fighter. Ugly Epic Fighter. F minus. Silent Witch, A. Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, an A. Fermat Kitchen, C. April Showers, Bring May Flowers, D minus. We're gonna get to that next here shortly. Outcast Restaurant, an F. Omu Kaiten Rebirth, an F minus.
Yo, that show deserves it.
Calamitas, a 9, an A. And he says Bond, the boundary of the adulthood, D.
Man, I got some statements here.
Yeah, me too.
Because
go with yours.
Absolutely on point. 100% cooking when you say With You in the Rain, an A. I feel that with my heart. I agree. Reincarnated with a Prince, A. I agree with that. Apocalypse Bringer Monagra being a D, I'm trying to justify it in my head. Me too. And it's like, I guess if I'm like, okay, animation is not great.
Yeah, valid.
But there's like so many other elements of the show that I almost feel like this show would even get categories added to it if we was to give it a review. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm gonna be honest with you too. I feel like that last episode, we're gonna get to the super specifically actually. So let me save it. But the last episode was a little strange, and what I mean by strange, and I just meant by it looked like it was just thrown together real quick and then pushed out. So I'm gonna speak on that a little bit later when we both get to both of our sleepers, because both of our sleepers end up finishing. But yeah, no, well, D is crazy.
Yeah, bro. But gotta take it as it is. Mm-hmm. But a lot of this I'm not actually mad with. The Shield Hero D-, I feel that with my heart. I feel that's hilarious to me, because I thought I might be the only one, but there's no one talking about Shield Hero, and I think that's for a very good reason.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that to be over now as well.
Yeah, 100%. Just end it.
Right. Like, I wasn't expecting to enjoy Dr. Stone more than Shield Hero this season.
I was. Only
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Remember, I was one of the ones that wasn't that high on Shield Hero. I said it had a moment, and then everybody else was kind of ragging on me for kind of like dissing Shield Hero. And then everybody stopped talking about me dissing Shield Hero because they started to feel the same way a little bit later. But I agree. I used to be the one that would be like, I don't know if it's that great. But everybody's like, but no, it did that thing and it shocked us all and blah, 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 blah. No, it wasn't that great. I thought it was hella just fine. But
it's less than that for sure.
Yeah, now it's way worse. I don't know what happened, man. They lost the plot. They really did lose the plot. Because I think they're trying to do too much.
Yeah.
Don't be trying to be you're just going to be the master of none if you try to do too much. That's all.
It's literally that.
Yeah, no, his ratings is pretty good. April Showers Bring May Flowers being the D is a little rough, but we'll talk about that a little bit later because that's my sleeper. My audible sleeper. Okay.
All right, Rob Stone.
Let's get to last but certainly not least, our producer, Rob Stone. He says, not an amazing season, but not a bad season in my opinion. Continuing with shows that are great. Sword of the Demon Hunter and To Be Hero X. I strongly disagree on the ending of To Be Hero X. I'm all in for next season except for one thing. Oh, trust us, we are too. But he says Iso isn't in the tournament. He missed it because he came bottom of the popularity contest in real life. The director said whoever come last will be cut regardless of storyline, which is a dumb reason to change the story, but I'm sure Iso will still have a big role just outside the tournament. Nice could come back from the dead. Sean brought back spoilers, I guess. Sean brought back the clone guy from the dead through his experiments. So he made clone guy. So he may have done the same with Nice, or it could be X fucking with everyone. And he says the ending shows showing X's backstories with Tarot Girl in the future has me excited though. Also, Dress Up Darling, great season. I went back and saw, I only gave the first season an 8, so this season was a real step up, it seems. Anyway, new show grades: Apocalypse Bringer, A. Silent. Oh, I say this all the time, but the way Rob Stone does his grades is great. In the A category, he has Apocalypse Bringer, Silent Witch, which was his sleeper, Macadono Sisters, and for his All That Matters, You is the best guy, obviously. Clevitas, and in his B category, he has New Saga. It picked up. It did, definitely. And the C+, Shy Hero and the Assassin Princesses, I agree. A C, Outcast Restaurant. C-, Water Magician. And he dropped Private Tutor. Great start to Fragrant Flower, and overall, B for his summer season.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
he's
agree
got
with
a
a lot
decent
of
amount of stuff in the A's, bro.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of it. What is your? Did we talk about New Saga last week?
We didn't. We didn't talk about New Saga last week.
What did you think about it overall?
Personal opinion is I think a B is a little high, but I don't think it's a bad show. Like, I'm sitting at where he has Shy Hero and Assassin Princesses at, like C+. And
I'm in B. I'm in where he is.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm not saying it's bad by any means. It did take a while to pick up, but there were parts of it that I was really interested in. We get to, that's kind of spoilers, so I ain't gonna say that specific. But when we get to kind of like the wrap of the season, it's getting to a climactic point.
Yeah.
And then I kind of feel like, dang, we're done. But it's like, now I feel like we're getting into the, as you would say, the meat and potatoes of it. Yeah. And I'm ready to really start going forward again.
And that's where it it piqued my interest because of its unique story, like the regression story of it. I'm loving the feeling of it. It needs more time. I feel like, I don't know if it'll get another season, but it does need more time to kind of explain everything or express everything. But I feel like the pacing it did well enough for me personally. It's just, it didn't look great. Obviously, it just looked rough at times, very rushed.
Very beginning after the end kind of animation.
Very beginning after the end. But I found myself
other than that first opening clip, which is why I'm skeptical about one of these new anime from this season.
Yeah, indeed. Which we're gonna get to again a little bit later. Everything. Remember, To Be Hero X. We still love it. We are taking it away nothing from it. But the fact that he was eliminated from the tournament because of a real life contest I don't like that at all.
I will say this:
it's creative, but it's not viable.
I think it's cool for the interactivity of like the fan base, right? Yes. The fans feel involved because they actually got to vote, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of like an advocate for like, if the writer's making a story, I understand it's not necessarily going to change the story per se, but it kind of does. You know what I mean?
Hugely changes in this case.
And I feel like the fact that Isol didn't make it in, I'm like, who made it in over Isol? Like the actual Knights made it in over Isol?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I hated that dude.
And that's why I'm saying he could have brought him back to life or whatever. Mm-hmm. I just think that's a terrible excuse or terrible reason or terrible plot device or whatever terrible piece you want to call it is terrible because of he's just brought him back because he was a popular character for this tournament or his fan tournament, which I think is awful. It wasn't a good idea personally.
Yeah, the fans don't always make the best decisions.
Yeah. And I don't even think
don't.
And
genuinely.
Here's the thing though. I don't think the fans made that decision because they wanted him to be in that part of the tournament, because I don't even think they knew that was going to happen. I think they just voted for the people who they felt was their favorite, which is cool. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? You can still have an interactivity, like you said, but like, why put that in a show if it's not a major piece of the show?
And I also sincerely hope that those same fans were not getting like Lin Ling and Nice mixed up. You know what I mean? Because while Lin Ling is his own character, he is not Nice. You know what I mean? He was Nice. He is Lin Ling. So, and I'm not saying that necessarily is the case, but I'll guarantee there's at least one or two votes who they voted for Nice because that was a story and they forgot Lin Ling's name. I think, even if he was on the ballot to vote for, you know what I mean?
I think 1 out of 3.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Somebody had to do that as an accident. Somebody had to, even if they didn't. Somebody.
Yeah, straight up. All right, and that's it for the community comments on the summer season. Now, to wrap up the few shows that we did finish this week, Tell, you caught up on Betrothed to My Sister's Ex. Did you understand where we were coming from now that you caught up on it all?
Like, I understand why y'all liked it. I still don't like it.
Okay.
And to be fair, I don't even think the show is necessarily bad.
Because it's not objectively.
Yeah, I just don't like it. But I will say I liked Your Sleeper more than I liked Betrothed to My Sister's Ex.
No way in hell.
Yeah, I did. I did, sincerely. And I'm not even trying to be funny here, bro. I really am not. I'm really not. I just personally felt like everything Betrothed to My Sister's Ex was like spot on, exactly what I expected. It's just okay. It's so okay.
No, well, we know the community as a whole. No tell is wrong on that one, but no. To get to the sleepers though, mine's being the April showers bring May flowers, which is my audible because flagrant. God, these flower titles. Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity was late, so I audible to April showers bring May flowers. You know, I thought it was fine all the way through, and I'm talking like C+ fine all the way through. What I did love how they portrayed the popular girl. They gave her inner monologue and thoughts, because there's girls like that for real, like these fake ass girls that just try to appease everybody, and the way they depicted that was so well done. And I like the way it all kind of turned out, because our main male character didn't give a fuck about it. None of that mattered to him. Just if you're a good person or not, and if you know what I'm saying, like whatever, it was like a natural gravitational pull towards these two characters coming together. And that's what I liked about this particular romance more so than any other romances, because any other romances, everything feels so unnatural when it comes to like the pull between characters. This one was kind of like, oh, he stumbled across her doing this, and then everything just kind of fell into place. Now, the downfall to that way of storytelling in these particular slice of lives is that it's a slower paced story. So you're not going to get the couple relationship in episodes. You're not going to get them in a relationship until obviously the end, or if they even make it to that far. But that slower development does offer a little bit more time to like kind of have more natural growth when it comes to this particular character.
Yeah, and when it gets warmed up, bro, I feel like that kind of pacing is like crazy.
Yeah, it's so for Me to You, it's insane. But that's why For Me to You was 24 episodes and it had 3 seasons.
Yeah. And I think everything you mentioned is that I feel the exact same way. I just the guy character here, the only thing I didn't like about him is that he just didn't talk up more. I need him to talk, like, yo, and to see the confidence issues that she had, and for him to be more dormant in terms of his speaking and outgoingness when it came specifically to her, because I get it, he's new to the situation, so he has to kind of approach it in a manner in which, because he doesn't know,
and by new I mean he knows, he's oblivious. Yeah,
and he's also shy in his own way, you know what I mean? So it's fair. He's the guy that everybody's paying attention to, but he's shy in terms of like how he's going to communicate with her. So I get it. He didn't want to overstep and didn't know what she thought, and he's probably not used to rejection or any of that, right? So the show, I thought the show had a lot of really great aspects to it. I actually very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, he was so oblivious to anything that it was just. But again, they established that at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And again, that natural gravitational pull it was a nice feeling. Great feeling, actually. I thought it was going to be a little bit more messier than what it turned out to be, because it ended up being not messy at all.
This is one I didn't need the mess in. I thought they were going to make it messy when they brought that dude in like the last at the movie theater. I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, don't mess this up for me.
Don't messy it up. But yeah, moving on to your sleeper, The Apocalypse Bringer. One of my favorite tail sleepers ever, probably.
Yeah, this was a hit for me.
Yeah, big time.
Like I said, I feel like this is an anime that I would legitimately, if we were to give it a review, I feel like we might have to add categories specifically because how in depth certain parts were, and how it just brought a different. It brought a different
story
aspect of like understanding. Yeah, like you had to, even if you didn't understand though, you know what I mean? It was explained adequately and well enough to understand that you could just go at the pace. But let's say, for instance, you're not into going with the pace, and you want to really try and dive into the aspects of the games, like how we're looking at things. You don't have to go at the pace. We're like, oh, okay, so I can draw from an actual subset of references. Yeah. Yep. And take what this should be, and I can compare it to something and understand, okay, this is exactly what it is. Even like with your prediction, talking about how in this type of game, normally you can bring a hero back.
Yep.
I'm like, of course. That makes sense. Normally you can. Yep. And it makes sense in the context of the world. And it's almost like I said, if I had to add a category, like, yeah, there's the pacing and stuff like that, but like, just does it make sense? Like, what parts of this align with what we already know to the real world in terms of how we play games and stuff? And I was like, bro, I think some parts of the show is just crazy good.
I think we're a little biased though, because we are a fan of 4X strategy games. And if you don't know anything about 4X strategy games, you're probably watching this shit. Until I do think I would disagree with you slightly and say that it wasn't explained as well as it could be for newer pieces of this particular type of game. Because if you just play Madden, if you just play Call of Duty, if you just play FIFA or whatever the case may be, you're not going to understand shit that's going on inside of this game world, even though they're explaining, hey, heroes and production and research. You're not going to understand any of that. So our bias is showing through the love of this show. However, I will say the only thing that this show needs is a budget. If it had a budget, it would have been way better, but it was so cool to see this interaction. I think a budget and time, which is kind of synonymous, but I think if it had both of those, if it gave it 24 episodes, gave it a little bit more time to cook through the world, because what we mostly focused on was the 4X strategy of it, and then they kept dropping in these sprinkles of other stuff until the end, maybe the last 2 episodes. I'm not going to speak on what happens in these last 2 episodes, but the shit just fucking blows you away. The last 3 episodes, technically, it just blows you away because it's like, oh shit, this is way bigger, badder, tougher than I thought. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody else get introduced where you're like, oh shit.
And I love how they introduced this character like episode 3, right? And then we find out that the mechanics for this character is actually different, just like other characters. Like, oh yes, this is about to be crazy. Yeah. I love this, and I hope. I haven't seen a season 2 announcement yet. I hope it gets season 2.
Yeah, man, it got to, because there's so many unfinished things, because we got to get to that point. And if not, till I swear I will read this if it doesn't get a season. Like, I would pick up the fucking manga, dog.
And that's the bias showing right there. Polo is not willing to just read anything.
But I would have to read this only to see, like, what else games or heroes and et cetera, bro. It's a lot that is. And you know what's funny about this is that it still manages to wrap up this season in a tasteful manner. I talked about last week about distasteful endings. I'm gonna talk about it again this week too. Kaiju No.8. Okay. What Kaiju No.8 did this week, and luckily I'm not alone here. The community is going fucking ape shit, because what they're doing is they're treating us like a bag, and I hate fucking being treated like a bag. Answer this question as quickly as possible. How many episodes are normally in a season?
12.
Okay, there's normally 12 episodes in an anime season, 12 or 24. We know how that goes. You decide to drop a episode EX, which is just a recap or a shopping episode, and then you go 1 through 11, and you drop 11. And in the middle of this season, after you start off very hot, first 3 episodes, very good, 3 episodes of Kaiju No.8. Then we literally sit and dwell in our own sorrows and do nothing for 6, 7, 8 episodes until we get to episode 11. And I swear, okay, maybe a few things happen in here or there and in like 8 or 9, but very, very minute progressions within this series. Then you get to 11. And 11, fucking nothing happens. You get one fight after you spend episode prior to this turning into Power Rangers, and everybody getting their ass kicked. And then in the last 30 seconds, you bring in this cool ass scene. 30 seconds, and I mean 30 seconds. You bring in this cool ass scene for the series, the season to end when it should be starting again. And this is the second fucking time you do this. Because I said this last season, you ending when the season is finally starting, and they're doing it again because and TCB said it perfectly. This is the biggest pick up and read the manga episode ever, and it's disgusting because you could have gave us 12, and you could have gave us the fight, and you could have wrapped up. Kafka what he's probably going to do is beat the fuck out of these numbered kaiju. He could have ended it right there. And it could have been a nice transition into the next episode, but we didn't get that instead because they just want to milk us. And I forget, somebody in Discord wrapped it up so nicely. They was like, who was it? Was it all TCB? I think it might have been. I think it might have been TCB.
Yeah.
But he was just saying, he was like, it's just, you wrap up these chapters and a couple of more seasons, and then you do some movies or whatever they're going to do to fucking inch your pockets. They're going to try to do. And it's disgusting. I hate being treated like a fucking bag, because so many other episodes of anime this season did so much more tasteful endings and where you could still choose to, hey, like that ended real nicely. Maybe I want to read it. My Dress Up Darling, you know what I'm saying? Ended brilliantly. Fucking Apocalypse Bringer, we were just talking about. There's a lot of shows that ended so much cleaner than Kaiju No.8 is. But because Kaiju is trying to get as much money as possible, as fast as possible, they're milking. Oh, and it just reminds me of like Demon Slayer 2. Demon Slayer does it tastefully too. And we still getting movies, and it's just done right, and they're cooking right now. And
that's what I was gonna say, is that if there was a epitome of what a zero pacing anime looks like,
oh my God, yeah, dude.
I would high key give this a 1 or a 0 on the pacing scale, because what happened here? What was the time frame for this? This flew by,
dude. Do you remember episode 3 to 8? Do you remember what happened?
No.
That's exactly
I know that the moments that happened, we got a major character death.
Yep.
Some talking in between.
But that's why I said 3 to then, because I think that happened in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, and what's happening? We like you said, we got the Power Ranger episode.
Yep, which was 11
and now
or 10.
We're here, and some of the stuff like, man, they could do so much more with like just telling us about the world, letting us see the people. I thought that was kind of cool, seeing the people having to huddle into a facility and stuff like that, and just so how cool. how they view the defense force and stuff. I'm like, man, that's an actual cool aspect. And then it's the end of the show.
Yep.
It's the end of the show. I got to come back next season.
We're too busy giving inner monologues of every fucking character swallowed in their own despair of complaining. I have to get stronger. I have to get stronger. I gotta get stronger. Over and over and over again for episodes on episode. And it's so frustrating because it's fucking I'm supposed to be watching dinosaurs beat each other ass, throw each other into buildings, bro.
Giant monsters fight. And it's not happening.
It's not happening, man. And it's not getting enough of it. And shout out to All For One, man. He says, we got to get a rating of how diabolic Kaiju No. I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. He could be the best villain in the fucking verse of all new anime. He could be the best villain, but it just doesn't matter if I don't give a fuck about the show anymore. And it's starting to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry. So. And I'll say this: the wrapping of season 2 of Kaiju No.8 makes me not want to watch it. Me either. I don't want to pick up and read it. I don't want to watch it. I don't even want to give it. And you know what's funny? Oh, Till, thanks for fucking reminding me, brother. I screenshotted a comment I saw on somebody's, I think, TikTok or something like that.
Somebody on TikTok talking about it.
People were pissed, dog. It was everywhere. The way the anime is going to be, this is going to be the norm. We're going to get essentially a fight, trailer finales that lead into movies that come out in 2 to 3 years. We need to boycott this before it becomes too widespread. And exactly, and I think he's spitting, because it is. That's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a couple of trailers, 2 to 3 years, where we're going to get maybe 2, 3 movies probably.
But that's exactly what this season felt like. Like you said, This season felt like a trailer for a larger release. Yep. And then I told you, they came out with a game for it that gives context to the story and world and stuff like that. Yeah. But I'll be honest, it's not enough.
Nobody's gonna.
Like, that's what Kendrick Lamar said, right? It's not enough.
It's not enough.
This is crazy. So no, I legitimately don't feel like I would want to watch another Kaiju No.8 season. And if I do, I probably would recommend that Polo and I don't bring it on regular conversation. It'll be here once in a while.
I'm gonna say this line just for Huey TJ. Fake Power Rangers, oh woe is me ass characters. Because that's exactly what the fuck this shit was.
That's 100%.
All right, moving on. The community is fucking hilarious, by the way, with the Kaiju No.8 talking about I'm going to release a whole diss track about the show. All right. Where do we go from here?
Oh man.
Oh, you ready? You ready to get to the new stuff, or is there anything else you finished that you want to discuss?
Nah. I think we can jump into the new stuff now. Let me just check really quick. Finish that. Solo Camping for 2. It's not complete. It's a 24 episode season.
Yeah, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
But 100%, it got better after a certain character was introduced.
Okay.
And now things are more solidified. I'm not gonna lie to you, brother. It's enjoyable now. Okay. That's all I can say. It's 100% enjoyable. I think it takes a little too long to warm up.
Yep.
But yes, it's enjoyable.
And I got a little too warm to give it. All right. So the fall season actually kicked off with 3 shows, right? Yeah, 3 shows kicked off the fall season so far. And the 3 shows we're going to discuss are as follows. While Last Boss appeared, we're going to discuss the episode ones of these. We're going to go into spoilers of these episode ones. So if you don't want to hear anything about them, period, and you just want to go into them, then you could turn the podcast off after I'm finished. But it's just to see if you're going to add it to your list or not. If what we're talking about sounds interesting to you, add it to your list and watch it. So 1, A Wild Last Boss appeared, Dusk Beyond the End of the World, and Hero Without a Class, Who Even Needs Skills are the 3 shows for the fall season that dropped. We're going to discuss those. Full spoilers for episode 1s. Again, we're just going to discuss episode 1s and give us our thoughts on them, general thoughts on them, and go from there. Now, where do you want to? Let's start off with a Hero Without a Class, Who Even Needs a Skill.
Okay. So initial thoughts. Love the concept. 100% love the concept, and love the fact that so do you want to just get into like the actual context of the story, or just what my thoughts are?
Yeah. What's your thoughts? All right. Well, you can give context.
Love the concept. Love the fact that our character is who he is, and the background he has. He comes from the hero and the archmage. He is their child, and he has an older sister, and he has been trained since he was young to be who he's growing up to be.
Right.
And he's diligent. He works hard. I love that.
Yeah. I love the fact that it's not an isekai. Okay, right. For one. And I love the fact that
it's just the world.
It's just the world. It's just the established world. And everybody in this world gets a class at a certain age. He goes to get his class, and unfortunately, he gets nothing. Quote, he gets nothing, quote unquote. Now, obviously, what I'm thinking he has something, but it's something that they can't read. Normally how these particular shows go. And I think for one, Matt said it best. He says, yes, this is definitely one to watch, but not one to recommend. Yeah, at least so far. And I would agree with that, because it's a good concept. Like Tell said, the concept is there. Like Tell said, he grows up with his mother training him on a sword. But when he finds out his classes, he doesn't woe is me. He doesn't dwell in his sorrows and complain and bitch and hate himself.
He gets active. He trains continuously, because he learns that, listen, a class doesn't make you. You make the class, essentially, is what the moral of this story is. And I find that to be so fire in the concept. But so far it's predictable. I mean, it is. It's as predictable as they come. But you know what? I'm intrigued because I like what the main character is. Yes.
I like the fact that he doesn't cry, he doesn't complain, and I like the fact that he's blunt and nonchalant.
And he seems willing to confront the issues up front.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And can explain and speak.
Right. I love that. And I am interested to see how far things go with him, right? Because this is the show that literally says hard work beats talent. That's what it is.
Yeah.
This is literally the show. Hard work beats talent. He was born with 2 talented parents, but they also worked very hard, right?
Yeah.
So because he is quite literally training against the talent, seeing what the talent feels like, and how he explained it. You know, you unleashed that attack on me several times, So I got to feel it, experience it, see it hand to hand, and know exactly what's going on. Now I can do it, and I exceeded that because and you just have the talent to do it. You can just do the talent. You can do the skill. You know what it is. But I can take it further because I don't need a specific class to do the skill. And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting because it's like, imagine, okay, you got flashed up, but what does it look like to somebody who doesn't have the limitation of a cooldown or, and I'm not saying that's a naturally human thing, but you know, there's limitation to just having the skill on hand and not training to actually be able to utilize it personally.
Exactly. And again, Tell said it brilliantly, but the concept is there. We're going to probably give it 3 to see if we can recommend it or not. Right. Will we continue watching after the 3? I can guarantee you that because it's just probably a Polo and Tell show.
It's there.
for sure. It's a Chivalry of a Fell Knight, Infinite Stratos, it's Asher's War type of show that we just enjoy. Even though, again, we would not recommend it to everybody. Except for Chivalry of a Fell Knight, because I would recommend that to everybody. Because
great characters there always.
Characters is enough to carry that. But yeah, not bad so far. Moving on to the next show, which was, to me, my favorite show of the 3 that released, and that's Dusk Beyond the End of the World. This is giving almost Vivi-esque. Potentially Vivi-esque, I should say. Potentially Vivi-esque. All for one man says he has a problem with, the character calling her big sis and all that. The whole sister thing. This is a different. Yeah. This is a different problem. This is not really a problem for me, only because it's different.
It's adoption.
It's adoption per se, and it's like it's only been 10 years. Like hasn't been his entire life. You know what I'm saying? It's not been this weird other type of since birth type of thing. It's just an adoption of who he's adopted to his friend, and that's a relationship.
They knew this. They knew the differences between them since they were younger. You know what I mean? There you go.
Exactly. So it isn't like a weird situation per se. Obviously, to us it seems weird because he does call her Nissan. Throughout the whole fucking thing, which again to us feels weird, but to them it's a whole whatever. I digress. But this is about civil unrest growing in the AI society, basically, and it's really close to home because how flagrant AI is becoming in today's society in 2025 here. That it is kind of very uncanny valley-esque. The the correlation, I guess. But essentially AI is becoming a problem because the girl who he, is living with, or his quote unquote sister or his girlfriend, is basically the leading it. She's Elon Musk in this world when it comes to like developing AIs and shit like that. So because of that, society isn't quite happy with it because the AI technology is taking over their jobs. It's replacing people. It's making people become hermits and develop weird relationships with AI. And she's unveiling this new form of AI, and somebody's really not happy about it. And I don't think I want to go into more detail than that, do I?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because that one's too major to spoil, but yeah.
A lot of the context that Polo is giving, though, is stuff that you read or listen to while watching the show.
Yeah.
So while you're watching it, it will do things like there's news playing in the background, there's radio in the background, there's demonstrations in the background, that kind of stuff. So you pick up more context from watching the actual show than what we can tell you.
That's a very good point.
But it's all there, and I will say Polo blabbed a little too much saying it's Vivi-esque. But I'm only saying that because it's like, man, while I feel like I saw kind of like how this is going to go a mile away, it did feel good to just watch it.
I think you're misconstruing what I meant about the video. I wasn't even talking about AI. Yeah, I wasn't even talking about that part of it. I was talking about more of the surprised, Like, oh, this is kind of like super unique and interesting type of.
But I do agree, because you know how they did in Vivi, where
how it started.
So and even like some of the missions that they undertook. I am interested to see where it goes, right? Because man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really, really, really wanted a little bit more slice of life leaning.
No, me
but
too.
I feel like it's not. I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna go that way.
Me either, bro.
It's not going that way.
I absolutely. What I loved about it the most was that slice of life aspect of it, the character building all throughout, and then I think you touched on it so brilliantly, and that's the context that you get from just existing. They're existing, they're living their life, they're doing their thing, and in everything news article you see flashes here, or the radio is playing in the background, or the AI assistant tells you something, or this and this, and it's just knowledge and pieces of the world that's coming in at you like, oh shit, this is nice, while these characters are just living. You know how we talk about all the time on this podcast and just period of the over explanation of things to try to get people to understand it. Like if me and Tella's having a conversation and we're talking about stuff that you should already know that's a part of our world, and we're just like deeply explaining it, like these are conversations we should already know, and we're just explaining it to each other like there's somebody watching, but we don't want to make it clear that somebody's watching because we're talking to each other. I hate that shit. The over explanation of lore is by far my biggest pet peeve in anime, because all you have to do is do it like this. Either have a teacher teaching, a history lesson. I enjoy that too. I'm okay with that. Give me a history lesson and you're in class and they're explaining the lore that way. Or radio, or a narrator. I'm super okay with a narrator explaining the lore. Not when characters are having natural conversations. And Gachi Akuda did this shit where they having a natural conversation. They're talking about the world like they don't fucking know what's going on already. You know what I'm saying? It just feels weird.
Exactly.
So, but yeah,
you already live here. Don't make it seem like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say this. I have the highest expectations of this one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it was my favorite episode this week for the new ones, but I definitely have the highest expectations for this one, where it's like, man, this has so much potential to be good. So much potential to just go crazy. And like I said, imagine High Dive having 2 anime to watch at the same time. But hear me out. Wow. One of the ones you're gonna watch is ending technically tomorrow or yesterday for you who are listening. So we'll be done with that soon, and it'll be back to 1 maybe.
No, because the other one is High Dive too.
Is it?
Yeah, Hero Without a Class. Yep.
Oh, was that High Dive?
That's High Dive, bro.
Yep. Oh, that's crazy.
That's funny. But then
I didn't even realize it was High Dive. It had to be High Dive because I definitely watched it on High Dive.
Wild Ass Boss appeared, which is the other new one, which is the one Till was referring to.
So this is the one that I enjoyed the most, but it also has me the most skeptical.
Yeah, lower ceiling for sure.
It was giving me Overlord-esque vibes, but let me tell you this. What was it? What was the show that did it? Demon was it Demon Lord? The one where he went back and he was a Demon Lord who died and came back in the future. Demon Lord 2099, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That first episode was so extremely well animated.
Yep.
Or at least the first few minutes of it, right? Like the first 2 minutes, 30 seconds, 3 minutes of the episode was extremely well animated. And I'm not saying that the rest of it wasn't good. The beginning of this episode for Secret Wild Last Boss appeared was crazy. I was like, okay. I'm thinking that even like I'm looking at some of the motion here, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna keep this in motion. I thought this was a still frame and they actually had the movement coming. I was like, okay, I like this. Now, the story though, the concept of what's happening is the other draw for it. I'm always gonna be a fan of isekai. I just like a good isekai. Don't make this bad. Now, I do think that the introduction was actually extremely cool into the isekai with the pressure ability. We're getting a little bit lore on the abilities of it immediately. We see that whatever he says doesn't come out exactly like how he says it. Like I said, very Overlord-esque vibes. But that's where I feel like I'm going to start to be relatively strict and less lenient on this one. Because while I think that the introduction of this in so many ways was awesome, if it leans too much on the reference or picture of Overlord, I'm going to just say this is another copy and paste. While Overlord has too much good going for it, for me to want to let this be a fallback to that.
The only thing I get Overlord-esque from this is a overpowered character from a video game is brought into the video game. That's the only thing I get from it, because the way they talk is unique to itself, I think, for this one, because for them, the way it's set up is that, like you said, everything's not coming out as they're saying it or they're trying to say it, because they're saying we, because in this particular case, it's a male inside of a female. So he's talking about in the perspective of both of them, which is cool. So, and what's cool about this per se, where I'm gonna disagree with you about the Overlord thing, is it's a completely separate feeling of the situation, right? The situation is that there, and I'm gonna say there because it's Luffy and the guy. Did they say his name? Yeah, they didn't really say his name, but the guy that's playing the character Luffy, he's like, why do I feel nostalgic? There's like pieces of secrets in this story that's a little bit more.
I think his name is Sai.
No, that's that's one of the.
Oh, is it?
Is it? It might be him. He looked way different in the anime, so I don't know if it's just a manga picture or whatever. But I digress. Point remains the same. They're talking about why does this feel nostalgic, and why am I talking like this? And those little small pieces of like lore that we're getting hinted at us indicates to me that there's more to him being isekai'd into this than we thought. Because I think this is I'm gonna make up a word, isekai'zation, that is more so like, am I actually turning into her? Like, am I becoming her and losing myself type of situation? And that would make the story cool. Mm-hmm. However, I don't think this story is going to be cool. I think it's going to look cool, and I think it's going to be entertaining to watch. I don't know if the story is going to be that in depth as I'm forcing it to be. Because again, this is an MMO gamer who basically tells us that he's been playing this extremely overpowered character that he's built up by spending all kinds of money and just paying to win his ass off.
He worked hard too.
He said by paying by buying all the best items. He been paying to win his ass off. And then he decided to get with another group of characters, and they said to basically take over the server, essentially, for lack of a better term. And they do that. And at the end of taking over the server, the goddess of creation puts on a prompt on the screen that says, hey, do you want to blah, 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 basically, essentially, do you want to be a part of this world? And he joins the world, and then he's brought into the world as Luffy, which is his female boss character that he created 200 years into the future of that world. So now he's stuck here, and again, he's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, because his dialect is different, and he don't know why he feels nostalgic to certain things when he shouldn't, because he never been here before, but his character has. So it looks like it's about to be a meld of the two characters together, and again, that's what I'm more interested in, is the meld of the two characters.
And that's what I was thinking would more happen, is like it's a fusion of the characters. Because he knows the world, you know what I mean? Like, he's played in the world, but
for hundreds of hours, true.
It's been 200 years later. So let's say, for instance, he's fusing into that body. The body knows the world from living there. He knows the world from playing in it, but it's 200 years later. So you don't exactly know what's happening. That's why when he sets out to go see the world, it's going to look different. It's going to feel a little different. But yeah, I'm excited to see if this continues some kind of intrigue going through.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you now, the animation, astonishing. The fight choreograph, beautiful, so fucking cool. Like when he was fighting the heroes, and then when he started fighting them orcs, it was the coolest shit ever. But it's like, okay, but I can kind of see where it's gonna hit that ceiling, like boom, like episode 3, and it's like, okay, but now what? You know, okay,
yeah.
Where's the more?
They got to get into the politics and the hopefully world building. Yeah. Of this.
Who's the villain? Who's the big? Oh, she probably is, but I digress. Which is
who's her villain? Her antagonist?
Yeah, who's her antagonist? And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite because I'm watching. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, this is cool. That's all I was kind of feeling. I was kind of feeling very middle of the pack with that one because I know it's going to look great, but is it going to play great, for lack of a better term?
Hey, that's crazy.
All right. Anything else? That's it.
That's it from the new season, bro.
New season started off. Now, what you thinking about it so far? Trajectory wise, as far as the fall season, where do you think we're going to
go? I'm looking at all the stuff that I have listed, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like Slice of Life is going to carry this season.
Yeah, big time.
And I mean, there might be a few cuts here and there. I'm not. We got My Hero Academia coming back. It's the final season, so we finally have that to be done with.
Oh, I forgot. I don't even have that in my watching. That's how much I don't give a fuck. That's so crazy.
It's so funny.
I gotta finish the previous season.
Hey, take your time. But I actually think, like I said, I'm excited for this season to be a bit lighter because then there's stuff I can go back and actually finish.
Yeah. For me, I think it's so far. I liked 2 out of the 3. Again, loved Dusk Beyond the End of the World. Loved Wild Ass Boss Appeared, and I liked Hero Without a Class. That's just kind of where I am. Mm-hmm. And then, like you said, Slice of Life carrying. I even picked up a Slice of Life because the season was going to be so light. I picked up another Slice of Life called a Thai show, Ultimate Fairy Tale, which is about a guy who's ostracized from his family in like the 1920s Japan because he lose the ability to use his right arm. So he's stuck. He's ostracized from his family and sent to their like villa. Then his dad sends him this wife that who basically buys him a wife because her parents are in debt. They sell her to him, and she's just the sweetest, most adorable thing ever. She tries her best to take care of him, but he's very pessimistic and depressing because his family treated him like shit because of his injury, and basically he was not only disowned and sent to this villa, but he was basically killed by his parents. Like, you no longer exist to us. You're dead to us. They even had a funeral for him and everything. And he's crushed by this. He's like hurt. He's going through like a PTSD type of thing because of it. And it's all about watching these 2 healing journey. And only 3 episodes in so far, and it came out in 2021. But I'm so far liking it. I'm liking it so far. So
yeah, I was gonna say from that name, I wasn't expecting what you just said.
Yeah, I know. More sweet type of show.
Yeah,
but yeah, it still got a lot of sweetness to it. It's not bad at all. I love it. I'm loving it so far. And then outside of that though, next week We got the conclusion of, actually, by the time you're hearing this, Summer Pockets already concluded, was my sleeper from 2 seasons ago. Sword of the Demon Hunter is concluding. Secrets of the Silent Witch is concluding.
Sad. That's going to be a sad day.
It's going to be a fucking sad day. I'm so sad. I wish it was like 100 episodes.
I was just saying, this is one of those ones.
I know, where it's just going to be just pure slice of life and just shit just continuing to happen. I would just be okay with it. But I digress. But I mean, there's probably 11 to 15 shows starting next week.
Yeah. I mean, I think I got more than that, but most of them are slice of life.
I can't believe you got me watching a Yuri for the fucking sleeper this season. That actually pisses me off. And if it's too much, I will not watch it.
Got to get you to step outside your box, bro. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Don't you worry.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
I don't even remember what my sleeper was. Which one is it?
So 19. And it's just stupid. This monster wants to eat me. Yeah, yeah. It's a horror. So horror already be terrible. And it's not like it's like a known, like you got to be really good horror to be a good horror.
That's true.
And it is Yuri, and I really don't like Yuri.
This is gonna be great. So
I'm gonna give it fucking 3, and if it's terrible, I'm just gonna break the rules because we can do whatever we want. All right.
It is our podcast.
It is our podcast.
Don't be a hater, bro. I promise you, it's gonna be great.
It's not. At least for me, at least for me. All right. Just a reminder that we are reviewing this season at the end of this season. My gift, level 9,999 unlimited gotcha backstabbed in the backwater dungeon in the Mouth of Revenge. It's going to be the end of the season review. So make sure you're watching that with us so you can join the review. And then also, I forgot to mention this. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the podcast, but our guy, Mazer Alter, keeps telling me to watch Saw My Spider So What. I turned it on for about 5 minutes and saw the spiders hatching from the egg and realized I fucking hate spiders. I hate spiders in video games. I hate spiders in real life. So I wouldn't be able to watch it even if I wanted to watch it because I just don't like spiders. So it's just, it wouldn't be fair for me to watch it because I just, like when those spiders were hatching, my hairs on my arms were standing straight up. I was getting fucking itchy. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Ugh.
Really? Was it that bad?
The main character spider wasn't, but the other spiders crawling out, and it was just, they were really well animated. I want to say that because I don't think it's the spider itself. I think it's the movement of the legs and the shit. I just can't do it, bro.
There's no way. I ain't never heard you say that before.
I hate spiders, bro. I always did. Always have.
It made you feel like the spiders are a little too real.
Yeah, a little too real. So I probably would. I thought about that. As soon as I turned on, I'm like, wait, I fucking hate spiders. This shit won't work for me.
The funny part is I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew
I didn't even
already.
think about that shit myself. It was like, it's an anime, so it can't be that bad.
That's why when I watched it that season, I knew I was going to be the only one watching it.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be the only one watching it.
Mm-mm. So, yeah, that's that. But other than that, I'm at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I'm at King Taliano on all social media.
Follow our social medias at Mike Check Wife on everything. And as always, Mike Check.
You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu.